Pens scratched across paper in a quiet boardroom. The people signing weren't Americans. They belonged to 7-Eleven Japan, buying the U.S. parent that once taught them the business. A familiar brand was on the brink. Stores felt tired. The pressure was real, and across the ocean, the student had outlearned the teacher. How did that happen? How does a convenience chain in Japan become the model that rescues the original company? Here's the simple answer: data, real customer observation, and tiny daily fixes. Stay with this, because one small habit from their system can change how you run your day. Section 1. The U.S. Decline. Scale over service. For years, the U.S. playbook was simple: open more stores, push national promos, move goods through big hubs. Growth first, service later. The brand scaled fast, but the guts of the business lagged. Debt piled up. Real estate bets looked smart. Until they didn't. Assortments got messy. One store leaned heavy on candy, another on canned soup, another on random clearance snacks. Franchises operated unevenly. A quick stop began to feel slow. Signals were blinking, commutes were shifting. People wanted fresh food, hot coffee done right, and speed. But national promotions steamrolled local needs. A morning bagel deal didn't matter in a neighborhood that craved rice bowls at night. Replenishment was slow. You'd see waste in the back room and stockouts on the shelf. On the same day, franchisees were guessing orders at midnight with thin data. Morale slipped. The system rewarded volume, not precision, and every misread left customers thinking, "I'll go somewhere else." Financial pressure got worse. The company chased scale because that's what the spreadsheet said, but the stores were telling a different story, one you could hear if you stood by the register for 10 minutes and watched what people actually bought or didn't. To see the fix, let's cross the Pacific. Same logo, different meaning. Section 2. Japan's retail philosophy. Close to the customer. In Japan, the store isn't a box to push products. It's a neighborhood station. The mindset is simple. Serve the 5-minute walking radius with precision. If the morning crowd is office workers, the shelves shift to them. If it's families after dinner, the fresh case looks different by 7 p.m. Managers start the day with a walkthrough. They check shelves, note the weather, and mark local events. Rain tomorrow? More umbrellas and hot drinks? School festival this weekend? Bento sets and treats for kids. It's not guesswork. It's a daily rhythm. Micro-merchandising sits at the core. Seasonal and local items rotate in. Deliveries are small and frequent, so food is fresh and shelves don't bloat. Ready-to-eat meals aren't an add-on. They're a pillar. Quality matters. Recipes iterate fast. If onigiri with salmon moves faster than tuna near a station, that's reflected by the afternoon. The data loop backs this up. Hourly POS reads show what's selling by time of day. Reorders are tuned to patterns: breakfast, lunch rush, late night. The morning coffee planogram is different from the late night snack layout. It looks obvious, but only if you're watching closely. Frontline teams have real authority. Managers act like mini CEOs. They adjust selection, pricing, and displays without waiting for head office. They're accountable for results, and they're trusted to act. Distribution is built for speed and accuracy. Cross-docking, short lead times, smaller batches. Inventory turns stay high. Waste is treated as data, not failure. An expired sandwich triggers questions about portion size, delivery windows, or recipe tweaks. The culture is Kaizen. Tiny daily fixes. Move the signage 2 inches to clear the sightline. Shift the queue so peak minutes flow faster. Update the planogram for the 11 p.m. crowd. No one waits for a big overhaul. They solve what's in front of them today. Customer empathy drives it all. They watch behavior more than surveys. What will help someone in the next 5 minutes? That's the job. And when observation compounds, day after day, you get a system that learns faster than competitors, one small improvement at a time. Section 3. The engine. Small improvements that compound. Here's the engine they ran. Every single day. Observe, test, measure, standardize, teach, then do it again tomorrow. It sounds basic. It's not. The power was in the rhythm. Start with weather. A rainy afternoon bumps hot drinks and warm snacks. Stores nudged orders up for that window only, then checked the next day's data to confirm. If the spike held for 2 hours, they locked that micro rule into the playbook. If it didn't, they rolled it back. No drama, just signal and adjustment. Now, SKU discipline. They set up tiny test cells. One set of stores tries a new pastry, another tweaks packaging on salads. If it underperforms, they kill it quickly and protect shelf space for winners. That's how the range stays tight and relevant. You don't drown people in choices. You give them the right ones when they need them. Time of day tuning kept the store alive across the day. Breakfast is grab and go, hot coffee, rice balls, simple eggs. Lunch shifts to hearty bentos and sandwiches. Late night leans salty snacks, quick heat-ups, and a few comfort items. Planograms change by clock, not just by day. Replenishment lines up behind that rhythm, so shelves look fresh when traffic peaks. Waste wasn't shame, it was data. If wraps expired, they checked portion size, recipe, or delivery timing. Maybe the sauce made it soggy by hour 8. That's a recipe tweak. Maybe the pack size was too big for a slow slot. That's a replenishment tweak. Either way, waste pointed to the fix. Vendors joined the loop. Hourly sales flowed back to suppliers. That let them right-size packs, improve shelf life, and even co-design packaging that held quality longer without killing taste. Everyone worked off the same live picture. Training made the wins stick. When a store cracked a pattern, the why went into the playbook. Not just put the coffee lids here, but put them here because people reach with their left hand while holding their bag in the right. Teaching the reason helped managers adapt, not copy. Tech amplified judgment. POS data connected to distribution schedules and demand sensing, but people stayed in charge. A manager still walked the floor, watched customers, felt the pace. Store design shaved seconds where it mattered. Clear sightlines to hot zones, micro cues at peak minutes, baskets placed where the second item decision happens. Each tiny fix saved time, which saved sales. Financials followed. Faster turns, better fresh margins, stronger unit economics. The flywheel spun. Better experience, more repeat visits, richer data, sharper decisions, better experience. Observation compounded. Section 4. The twist. Japan buys the original company. While that engine was humming in Japan, the US side was struggling. The brand still meant something, but the system behind it was tired. Japan's operations were tight, disciplined, and cash generative. They had proof that local-first, data-driven retail worked at scale, so they stepped in and bought the original company. This wasn't a trophy move, it was a reset. The goal was to bring the playbook home, align incentives with local results, upgrade the tech stack so stores could see and act on hourly demand, and hardwire a culture where the frontline actually decides. The symbolism was loud, the student saved the teacher, but the message was simple: results over ego. The logo stayed, the meaning shifted. Implementation was the real test. The US is diverse block by block. What sells at 7 a.m. in one neighborhood isn't what sells at 11 p.m., 2 miles away. The task was to translate precision without losing nuance. That meant tighter logistics, more frequent deliveries where it mattered, and fresh programs that could hold quality across distance. As the new rhythm took hold, assortments felt sharper. Daily metrics started to move in the right direction. Waste fell in the right places. Stockouts eased at peak times. The store experience felt relevant again. The wheel, once stuck, began to turn. Section 5. The takeaway, your daily optimization loop. So, what do you do with this? You build your own loop. Keep it simple. Observe your day. Test one small change. Measure it. Standardize it. Teach yourself. Repeat tomorrow. Shift your morning routine by 10 minutes to protect deep work. Batch messages twice instead of all day. Pre-stage the first task for tomorrow before you log off tonight. Try it for a week. Check the data, your calendar, and your energy. If the change helps, lock it in. If not, roll it back and try a smaller move. Cadence beats ambition. One better choice. A day compounds. Faster than a quarterly reinvention that fades after 3 days. Local. First means you design around your real context, your energy cycles, your constraints, the 5-minute radius of your life. Treat waste as data. A missed workout, a late deliverable, leftovers in the fridge. Those aren't failures to judge. They're signals to adjust the portion, the slot on the calendar, or the prep you do the night before. Make it teachable. Keep a simple playbook, 3 to 5 rules that work for you. Write the why next to each rule. That's what lets you adapt when the day shifts. Small, honest improvements, repeated, that's the engine. Section 6. Closing. The uplifting final message. Consistency beats intensity. Small improvements you can trust will carry you further than big moves you can't sustain. If this reframed progress for you, subscribe for more stories about systems that drive real results. Drop one small change you'll test tomorrow in the comments and come back next week to tell us what happened. Rise and learn.